November 4, 2013. A couple of things to look at on this flare tracker, guys. One is the closest planet to the sun in the center is Mercury. You can see that this did not cause that flare, and that's what I was saying last week. Although they're there and they do represent a magnetic attraction, the strongest now is you see it sweep across the red dot at the top of this. That's Mars, and ISON is between Mercury and Mars right now. If you look on this chart, the next one doesn't show the flare, but the pink square is the location of ISON. If you'll look into the information at the top, it will tell you. So again, it misses Mercury because it's not directed at Mercury. ISON is pulling these flares off to that left side. This is a look at the CME associated with. We had a lower and a top blast from the sun. Guys, but it's getting closer. It's getting faster. It's time to pay attention. And the new images that I'm going to show you tonight, I think will prove beyond a doubt that ISON is multiple objects. And I think that it's the speed increase and the close proximity to the sun is causing a change that I have not seen in the months that I've watched it. On these new images, again, that inner coma, guys, is being distorted. We noticed that even on the backed out images, you would get that teardrop shape. And we could zoom in and get the different objects, but now that there's a distortion that's being seen in the inner coma. And guys, listen, I've never said that. I say that there's two dangers with ISON. First is that it splits apart. Second is that it causes coronal mass ejections and solar flares that could become Earth directed and cause problems. But guys, throughout history, they've talked about comets. I've read today about the Hindu, the Chinese, Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, and others that talked about the end of the age and the comets. Just go in and start studying the legends and history of comets from the beginning of civilization, guys. But as we look at this, what's happening on the left, as you watch the filaments across here, but on the left of this image is the new sunspot. This is it right here. Guys, it's growing so fast. And it's going to, as ISON comes in through the month, this thing in 14 days will be on the ISON side of the sun. Okay? ISON's going to be a lot closer in 14 days, and on the 28th it will be next to the sun. But this is 1890, and this morning I'm going to show you the difference in the charts on 1890 from this morning until this afternoon at 6:45 there as I'm recording this at Central Time. But at the bottom, 1890 is now Beta Gamma Delta. It's also one of the largest sunspots that you'll ever see. Notice 1884 at the top is Beta Gamma. That's the large sunspot we watched as it gave us the X flares. Now it's turning to ISON. Will it regenerate? We don't know. But 1890, look at this, guys. Beta Gamma Delta. But in the center, they have a column that's called area. And that if you divide the visible surface of the sun into 1 million squares, this will tell you. This morning it was 660 millions. Now it's 830. If you look above that 1884, which was large, and 1160, which was large, this thing is 4 or 5 times larger than that. Now let's go to ISON's new images. No matter what temperature that I put this through, guys, from the blues through the greens, and my software will do that. I look at the different objects inside the coma. Not only that, it's distorted. It's no longer that teardrop. It's too obvious. I don't even want to hear about that. Now it's time to start looking at what could happen, because this thing is no longer, again, that teardrop that we watched there. It's getting closer. The objects in the center are brightening. The other people that are watching it have noticed this also. Now, is it the solar flares causing it to become brighter on the inside and more obvious? But also, it's changing. It's not that teardrop anymore. Check this out. But guys, not only is it Hindu, Chinese legends, and the different prophecies from the different, not only biblical, but again, from Nostradamus, Cayce, and all, the Mayans, it was a comet involved in the end of ages. But guys, here's 4 verses. The first one's from the Old Testament, and 3, and there's, I think, 38 verses that talk about hailstorms and God changing things on this earth. But you can pause it and read it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I would like for you to pause it for yourself. It says, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and there was cast upon the earth, and the third part of trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. Guys, in the Chinese comet, on the islands in New Zealand there, it was like the part of the comet burst over the island, burned up all the trees, killed wildlife. It wiped out a species of birds. And Isaiah said, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which is a tempest of hail, and a destroying storm is a flood, mighty water. That's what happened when that comet hit the ocean there. It's a judgment also will I lay to the lion, and righteousness to the plummet. And the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding places. Guys, you think a bunker or something, when this comes to pass, is going to help. There will be survivors until that very last moment. But with ISON doing what it's doing to the sun, it's obviously changing on the inside. I've never seen, now I haven't seen them all. I'm not a perfect historian on comets. But if you can show me one that had either breaking apart or what they technically call multiple nuclei that survive perihelion, please come on the channel and let us know about it. Heads up, it's time to watch and pay attention to everything this month. Be safe.